Hi guys, it's Karen Lin. I'm here as a special correspondent for TaiwaneseAmerican.org, and our special guest here today is Sheng Wang.
Hi guys.
And you've probably seen him on Comedy Central or some college tours all around the US and Canada. And he happens to be here in San Francisco today, so we're going to ask him a few questions.
What's up?
Sheng,
Yes.
tell us what you've been up to and how you've been spending your days.
Staying busy, doing shows, traveling quite a bit, and trying to enjoy work as much as I can. Traveling is kind of an exhausting thing to do, but it's fun. I get to eat food, meet good people,
Okay.
and work is always a fun thing.
Great.
Telling jokes, making people laugh, trying to.
Yep. Okay, so you said you're in Houston. That's where you were born and raised, or raised? Okay, you
Yeah,
were born in
born in
I'm
Taiwan,
sorry.
raised in Houston, grew up there, came to San Francisco, or went to Berkeley, came here for college, and then started doing comedy out here. So this feels very comfortable to be back. It's always very exciting to come back to San Francisco Bay Area.
So where did you get your roots in humor and for comedy? Like, did that like strike you when you were here because of San Francisco, or did it start when you were younger back home?
I don't know. I wasn't very particularly a funny person growing up. I think I got it out here to a certain extent. My dad, everyone says my dad's a funny guy, and I could kind of see that. I've never really thought about him as a funny dude. I mean, he's kind of he is childish. He's sort of childish because he's like the youngest out of 8 kids, and yeah, he makes my relatives laugh pretty regularly. I don't really. I don't. It doesn't really work on me, but maybe I got some of that from him. I don't know. He's entertaining to some people, to my family, and then just I don't know. I was finishing college and I was trying to figure out something I would want to pursue after that. Although I had a business degree, I wasn't interested in doing anything like that. So I was looking into poetry, photography, and then comedy, and to me they all have very similar kind of aspects. You're just trying to frame a part of reality, a part of real life in a certain way, in a certain context, in a certain juxtaposition, and then you try to find something funny or meaningful or engaging to an audience.
There's been no turning back, right? Like you're just in it now and just this is your
Yeah,
life.
that's it. I got this business degree that I'd never used, and I have no other skills to contribute to society, so there is no turning back. There's no falling back on anything else, really. I have to figure out how to make this work.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we're going to support you 100% of the way.
Well, thank you. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I've been finding a good amount of support from people in general. My parents don't really know exactly what I'm doing with this whole thing, but they have been, I think, the most supportive I could ask them to be about the whole thing. I mean, it helps that I have 2 sisters that are like working with family, with a salary, with a mortgage, and all that. So they're very stabilized, and so they kind of just let me do what I'm doing. I do feel like I want to make it worth their while because they immigrated here and they left, whatever they had so that I could have it a little bit better. And hopefully I can get to a certain level where I can take care of them a little bit more when they get older or whatever. But I'm grateful for them. I feel like in the back of their minds sometimes I feel like we just wanted you to not work on a farm and not have it real hard. We didn't really think that you would actually try to like follow your dreams and be a comedian. I don't think being a comedian is a part of any immigrant parents' master plan, when they move to a different country for their kids.
I think I share the same,
Yeah.
same thoughts about that. Great. So Like what? So how long have you been in New York now? Since you've
Well,
left San
I
Francisco?
left. I left here, moved to LA for a brief amount of time. I never got to really live in the city of LA. I was kind of crashing with my cousins outside in the deep in the suburbs. So I never got a good feel for LA, and then I just after a year or two, I just decided that California is so comfortable and so nice and so relaxing for me that I needed to shake things up a little bit. So I went to New York about 2 years ago now, and I love it out there. It keeps me on my toes. It's a lot of stimulating, like everything. It's kind of sensory overload when I need that. But I live in Chinatown in Manhattan, and it's a bustling daytime, but everything shuts down at like 6 or 7 o'clock, so it's very quiet when I need it to be. But I love New York. It's a different pace, but I like the contrast between here and there.
Do you ever get a chance to go to Taiwan, like at all, or when was the last time
Yeah,
maybe you were there?
yeah, I go to Taiwan every year, a couple of years. I have family still out there. Yeah, if I could find a week or two that's open, I will go out there, meet the relatives, and basically just pig out, just eat.
Right.
It's the best. Yeah.
And do you ever tell your family or your relatives any jokes? Like, do they think you're funny, or do they kind of feel about you how you feel about your dad?
Yeah, well, probably. It's probably yeah. It probably goes both ways. They'll push me, they'll egg me on to like try to like perform at the house or some holiday gathering, but it's always incredibly awkward, I don't know why they always push, you know, the issue, but I almost always refuse to. Like in the past, I've made the mistake of trying to translate a joke into Taiwanese or Chinese, and it's just setting yourself up for failure. It just doesn't
Doesn't work.
translate. Yeah.
Okay. So tell us some of your upcoming projects or where we can find you next.
Well, you can see I have a calendar that has a kind of a, yeah, I have a calendar on I have a website, shengwangtime.com, www.shengwangtime.com, and I'm just traveling, trying to stay busy, doing colleges and comedy clubs. I have an offer for a CD, but I gotta put out a CD sometime, hopefully this year. I gotta get my act together, but I would love to produce a really good comedy album and get that out there to people to enjoy.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Sheng Wang, for joining us today.
Thank you.
Check out his website, shengwangtime.com, and follow him on Twitter
Yes.
and Facebook.
Yes.
And we will see you guys next time.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Hi, America.